What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at a Dr. Phil episode of a fifth grade teacher. Apparently, he's educating these trans activists on what and what not happens in the man and woman body. Let's get right into it.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself
Cis men
whatever you
don't
want.
menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body
if
menstruated at
if
some
your
point
chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of
They're
people here
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men.
How is he excluding a whole group of people when that group of people is technically what he says they are? Trans men are indeed women. If, I'm so confused on a lot of this stuff, but I'm pretty sure trans men is technically just a biological woman because it is a woman that wants to turn into a man. It still has woman's organs, woman's body parts, woman's all of that stuff. Still has a uterus unless it removed the uterus. But at that point, why would you even want to do it? It's so weird. You get what I'm saying? How have we gotten to the point to where we really have to take delusion this seriously? I have never in my I'm only 22 years old. In 22 years of living, it's only in like the past 2 years I've really heard this stuff being pushed and propagandized to the whole entire masses. But let's keep going.
Man, you are not a man. You can pretend to be a man, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Live your life and tell me what a man is.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man
What?
for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an
The
example
science.
when we've learned sex and gender identity are the complete
Really quick. The science is the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters. And also, he is very honest. This is a very honest man, and he's not talking to an honest person right now. This person clearly did not answer his question. He straight up answered her question or its question or his question. I don't even know what this is. No offense. I just don't. But at the end of the day, he asked her, what is a man? And she said, well, what is a man to you? Or I don't know. What is a man to you? What do you mean? I asked you the question. Why would you ask it right back to me? And he's just straight up answered. He's very nice. He's a very honest man. I can tell.
completely different things.
They're not completely
They
different
are
things.
completely different.
Completely different words.
Sex is what you're born with, the sexual reproductive organs you have. Gender is what you identify with. They're completely
Well, I don't
different
accept that
things.
distinction. You have to argue for it. You're just giving a conclusion. You're just making it up.
I understand that your belief system is very firm for you, but at the end of the day, not everybody agrees with that also. And
is true.
it's an ideology and an indoctrination. And, we've seen some of the images, for example, that you're promoting of the gender unicorn and introducing children to that ideology, asking them, who are you romantically involved with?
Well,
And
let's put that up and talk about it next.
Okay, see that. So that's very interesting. She's saying that everybody agrees with that, but I just have to say that nobody should agree with it. It's delusion. Why would you play into delusion? This is basically the end of his segment, the fifth grade teacher, which is what the video is about. At least what I want to make it about. This is a delusion. We need to stop playing into a delusion. I want everybody out there to listen. We need to stop playing into this delusion. Why are we doing this? I just don't understand. If somebody is mentally ill, you try to encourage them, at least, from the people I work with, because I work with mentally ill people, you try to encourage them to, do different things, to think, differently about things. You try to encourage them to fit into society the best way they can. You do not encourage them to be more delusional. You just don't. You can't do that, because if you did that, then they won't be able to communicate with people properly.
Solidified. So you will see the signs of someone who's not happy with the gender they're born with very little.
Actually, that's not true. That is not true.
You can suppress
Most-
it. Their gender
No,
expression
it's
is
not
different.
true.
Gender
All of the
expression
science
depends
for
on
the
the
all the science for the last 100 years has shown in boys who experience gender dysphoria between 2 and 3, 85% of them simply grow up to be gay.
Oh, I love that you're saying
And
this
the
study,
other
'cause I know
5,
exactly
don't
which
interrupt,
one it is.
don't
This
interrupt
is
and be rude.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's on right now. But I just want to say 85% is a very large number. So you mean to tell me we're only talking about 15% of people that actually want to go through with this transgender stuff? And even then, they might regret it up in the end. How many people regret in the end this transgender stuff if only 15% even go into it in the first place? The other 85 just want to be gay. So like, what are you talking about? What is this entire push for? What? Okay, so the whole argument here, at least from what I understand, the whole reason this episode exists is because they want to put feminine products up in the boys' bathroom, like tampons and stuff like that. Why do you want to play into a delusion? I just don't understand. Oh my goodness, it's very hard to understand. It is very, very hard to understand for me.
Who?
I will.
The other 5%.
You don't think that dismissing an
tend
entire
to
group
be
of people
straight,
is being rude?
And then there are 1 or 2%. The transgender dysphoria persists into adulthood.
At the age of 4, a child is not going to know what emotional attraction means versus physical attraction.
Children do get crushes.
This is a completely age.
He just said only 1 to 2%, which actually makes sense if there's such a little percent of the population. Like it's such a low percentage of the population. Only 1 to 2% actually, grow up to be actual transgender people with gender dysphoria, which goes to say, why would people be arguing to go from K through 12? That's the argument. K through 12, we want all of these schools to have feminine products up in their boys' bathrooms. Why would we argue for just this small minority of people? This is a very, very minute amount of people. What are you trying to say? Inclusivity in the bathroom? Why can't they just, at that point, have their own stuff? I don't know. Like, it's just so strange to me. So strange to me. But with that being said, this was actually a good video. I like the video. Like and subscribe. Peace.